Expression58 family, we want to thank you today. We've had an incredible year, 2020, with all the difficult things. There's been amazing things that have happened at the same time, and we are so grateful. We are so grateful for your generosity, for your flexibility. We are so grateful for how you step up in the midst of a crazy year. And today, we want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we also want to fill you up with some incredible things that are happening. Please, if you haven't, watched the testimony, all the wins from this last Sunday. We're going to have a link so you can watch that, and you don't want to miss it. It is so encouraging.
Yeah. We are so grateful for you guys. We wanted just to kind of give you briefly just kind of some real candid, just updates of what's happening with our community and just keep you in the loop so you can know how to be praying and partnering with us. We are very excited about this season. So we want you to know that our primary goal right now is to find a way for us to be back together in person. We are all in agreement on that. And so, we're still going to be offering a lot of online opportunities for those who aren't comfortable to be back in person yet, as well as our global community whom we love. So that's not going away, but we are really putting focused effort on creating a way for us to come back together and be able to consistently hold in-person services, hopefully as soon as possible. So that's happening. With that, though, this is not a surprise to you. We have many physical constraints in our current facility, so a lot of limitations. The size of our building, the inability to move our chairs around, the fact that we all face each other, the fact that there's not a lot of airflow. There's a lot of challenges with our current space, so that makes returning quickly pretty difficult. And so after a lot of just thought and consideration and prayer, we feel a lot of peace that it is time for us to transition out of our building and take a leap of faith because we believe God has a new space for us. Yes. And so we are very excited about that. We're dreaming about a space where not only can we, safely meet, but where we can grow and where we can really serve our community, where we can serve our city effectively. Many of you know we're working closely with LA County right now. One of the things we're talking about with LA County is opening up a warehouse where we can service families who are at risk of losing their children due to poverty, or we can help close open cases for families who need some home goods so they can get their kids back. And so there's a lot of things we're dreaming about. That's just one example. We need more space. And so we really feel like this is the time for us to really make that leap. And so, with that in mind, the market is changing, more buildings are becoming available, and we're taking the jump, y'all. We're taking the jump. We really are open to whatever God has for us. Our ideal location continues to be like the North Hollywood, Studio City, Burbank area. An ideal scenario, would be like an existing church or a warehouse or a studio that somebody would be willing to sell to us for a very discounted rate, or better yet, let us inherit, right? So I want to just really practically kind of give you our game plan, which is threefold. Like, we're kind of just looking at three different scenarios. We just want you to know what we're thinking about on our end. Number one, one option would be to secure a studio space where we could just continue to record our services like we're doing while we let go of our building, continue to, to air our services, but also have some sort of like in-person worship nights or whatever, kind of like we've been doing. So that's one option. The second option we're looking at is we're looking for short-term rental space, like a large church that would be, willing to allow us to use their space for like 6 months while we're on the hunt for our own space. We really need a bigger space so that we can come back and spread out and do that a lot quicker. So that's a second option is looking for maybe some shared space with another church, or a temporary kind of rental situation while we get our own space. And then of course our third option, which is our favorite option, what we're really hoping for is that we are gifted or given, or we are able to purchase our own property ASAP. And so that is what we're planning and thinking about right now. We wanted you to be aware of that.
And one thing we really want is that you really fill up the survey that we're sending right now. And the reason we're asking all these questions is because we want to be able to serve you well. And so please fill this out. We want to know how comfortable you are with meeting together again. Of course we're going to be careful in how we do that, but we just want to know there's a lot of questions there that will help us plan better and be able to serve you better.
Yeah. So we want to know, where you are, where, just your kids, all of it. We want to try to gather as much information about our community as possible so that we can really know how to best position ourselves to serve you in this season. So please, fill that survey out ASAP. It is very important. As you've been hearing the last couple of weeks, we are just bursting with vision for what God has for us this year. God is opening so many incredible doors, and for us to really love on and minister to our most vulnerable in our community and our county. And I really believe we're going to watch God just blow our minds this year. And so there's been a lot of transition, as you know. So many people have had to leave LA during this pandemic. Just the pandemic and the political climate has just, created a hard atmosphere for a lot of people. This is a time to rebuild. And we have so much, truly so much God invitation and assignment this year, and we need each other. We need each other to get it done. And so there are some things that we want to invite you into that we think are really important. If Expression58 is your church, if Hone and I are your pastors, if this is your family, we have a few asks of you. Actually, we have 5 asks of you. Number 1, fill out the survey. We already said that, right? Fill out the survey so that, and just let us know you're with us. Hey, we're with you. We're here. We haven't moved. We haven't gone anywhere. We're here. Let's go. Let's run together, right? Fill out the survey and let us know that. Number 2, would you commit to attend our services in person or online? Commit to attend. And I want to really encourage you. I know in this season, it's been very easy for a lot of people just to kind of watch when you can, which is fine. But would you commit to just really being present together? Why do we want to watch them live together? So we can interact together, so we can shout each other out. We can say hi to our friends. If you're watching online, we want to encourage you as much as possible. Please get in the habit of watching live with us. And when we start having in-person services, please make an effort to be there if you're comfortable to do so. So fill out the survey, commit to attend our services. Number 3, engage in community. This is so important. And maybe for you, it's re-engaging in community. But join a grow group here in the spring. Join a grow group. Participate in community events, whether it's a side lawn or prayer groups or all the different things that are happening. And really take this time to build and reconnect with each other. Lean into each other. So engage in community is number 3. Number 4, the 4th thing we're asking is that you would invest financially here. Take ownership of what we're building together. So many of you are already so generous. But I want to encourage all of us, put skin in the game. If you believe in what we're going after, if this is your community, put skin in the game. Give consistently if you already aren't doing so. Recommit to setting aside your tithes and offerings to the Lord in this season. Just re-engage your heart, re-engage your finances, as we together link arms to see the expansion of the kingdom. Okay, so fill out the survey, commit to attend services, engage in community, invest financially, and then last but not least, definitely, would you pray? Would you pray with us? I want us all to be praying and believing just wild, praying these wild faith-filled prayers this year, for God to move in our church. Pray for an outpouring of the Holy Spirit. Pray for wisdom for our staff, for Hona and I. Pray for your brothers and sisters in this community. Pray for God to move. Pray for a supernatural provision for a building. Would you just re-engage your heart and join us in praying and pulling on heaven for the impossible to become possible this year? we are hungry to see God move. And I believe as we lean into each other, as we press in, we just reaffirm our yes to each other, and we just throw down wild faith, we're going to watch God blow our minds this year. So I'm very excited about that. As we've just we're wrapping this up, I just wanted to say, it just feels like it's go time. Like there's a shift in the spirit. And I know that even with the pandemic, things are beginning to shift, but in the spirit, it feels like it's go time. It's time to run. It's time to go after what God is inviting us into. And so we are so honored and so grateful to get to run with you and alongside you. What an incredible community of people we have. So faithful, so generous, so courageous. And it's truly an honor to run with you. And we just really, really love you.
Yes. God has been speaking to me a lot about authority and how as his children, we get to walk in the authority of God. And after Jesus resurrected, he said, I've been given all authority on earth and in heaven. And I just believe that this is a time where we get to walk in that authority in a new way. There's been a lot of sowing in this last season, and I believe that we're going to be in a time where we're going to see the grace of God, that we're going to walk in the authority of God. And so we are excited because this is a time where we're going to continue to be amazed by all the beautiful things that God's about to do.
Yeah. So let us know how you're doing. Fill out the survey. Join us in prayer for these, this building we're believing for. Re-engage in our services and in community. And let's go. Let's go. We are ready for 2021 Expression. We are so grateful for you. And we cannot wait to hug you, hopefully soon, in person. We love you.
We love you.